Hey, real quick before you scroll. Right now, in 2026, 51% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Credit card debt just hit a record $1.3 trillion. And somehow, 55% of people said their New Year's resolution was to save more money. They said that in January. It's not January anymore. So, what actually changed for the people who are winning with money this year? That's exactly what we're getting into. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 5-part money mindset shift that separates the 20% of people who are genuinely getting ahead right now from the 80% who are still doing the same thing and wondering why nothing's changing. No crypto bro nonsense, no just cut your avocado toast advice, just the real stuff, backed by actual 2026 numbers that you can steal and use this week. Stick around, this one's gonna hit different. Okay, so real talk. Last year, I had a friend. We'll call him Marcus. Marcus was doing everything he thought was right with money. He had a budget app on his phone. 3 of them, actually. He never opened them, but they were there. Very inspiring, very decorative. He was putting away like $200 a month into savings, feeling proud of himself, ordering DoorDash 4 times a week because he deserved it after a long day. And honestly, I get it. We've all been Marcus at some point. But here's where it gets interesting. Marcus also had a credit card balance sitting at about $4,800, and he was making the minimum payment every month, which, by the way, at today's average credit card APR of around 20%, that $4,800 was costing him almost $80 a month just in interest, just to exist, like a subscription he never signed up for. And Marcus is not alone. Right now, 29% of Americans going into 2026 had more credit card debt than emergency savings. Bank rate, almost 1 in 3. That's wild. That's a lot of Marcuses. But here's the thing I realized, and this is the mindset shift. Marcus didn't have a math problem. He had a thinking problem, because 54% of people said they had financial regrets from 2025 they wanted to fix in 2026 into it, but only about 20% are actually tracking better financially than last year. So people want to change, they just don't change the way they think about money first, and that's the gap we're closing today. All right, let's get into it. 5 shifts, real numbers, let's go. Here's how most people save money. They get paid, they spend on everything they need, they buy a few things they don't need, and then at the end of the month, they look at what's left and go, okay, cool, I'll save $7. That's not saving, that's finding loose change in a couch. The US personal savings rate right now is just 4.5%, roughly half the 60-year historical average of 8.4%. Don't pay full. Half. We've basically forgotten how to save as a society. The fix? Automate it first. The day you get paid, money leaves your account automatically into savings or investments. You don't see it, you don't spend it, you don't miss it. Even starting at 5% of your income and bumping it by 1% every 3 months is the play. If you earn $3,500 a month and automate just 10%, that's $350 gone before you even think about it. That's $4,200 a year. Marcus, he saved $2,400 with his method and felt worse about it the whole time. I'll pay it off one day. Yeah, one day when? Because your credit card doesn't do one day. It does today and tomorrow and every single day in between. Americans owe a record $1.3 trillion in credit card debt right now, with the average APR sitting around 18.7%. If you carry a $5,000 balance and make only minimum payments, you'll pay over $3,000 in interest before it's cleared. Financer. Read that again. You borrow $5,000, you pay back $8,000 for stuff you already used. This is the tax on "I'll deal with it later." The mindset shift here is to treat debt like a fire, not a houseplant. You don't maintain a fire, you put it out. Use the avalanche method. Hit the highest interest debt first and stop adding to it. Pick one card, attack it, then roll that payment to the next. That momentum is genuinely one of the best feelings in personal finance. I know, emergency fund content, not sexy, but hear me out because the data on this is genuinely alarming. 37% of US adults still cannot cover a $400 emergency with cash. Don't pay full. $400. That's like a car repair, a doctor's visit, a flight home for something serious. And more than a third of the country would need to borrow money or go into debt for it. The mindset reframe is your emergency fund isn't money you're locking away. It's the thing that stops you from undoing 6 months of financial progress in one bad week. 3 months of expenses is the floor. 6 months is the goal. Start with $1,000, just $1,000, and call it your first win. Okay, so here's where I'm going to push back on the traditional budget crowd a little bit, because 49% of people in 2026 said they plan to commit to mindful spending as their key strategy, not a rigid zero-tolerance budget, but consistent tracking that still leaves breathing room for real life. Into it. And honestly, that's the right move, because we've all tried the ultra-strict budget. Cut everything, never eat out, no fun. Then by week 3, you're ordering $80 worth of takeout at midnight because you've been emotionally repressed by your own spreadsheet. The better system is the 50-30-20 framework, but make it yours. 50% on needs, 30% on things that genuinely bring you value, 20% on savings and debt. The key word is intentional. You're not cutting joy, you're just making sure your spending matches what you actually care about. That $15 streaming service you haven't opened since 2024? Gone. The gym membership you love? Keep it. More than half of Americans, 55%, said they plan to significantly cut back on subscriptions in 2026 to save money. NerdWallet. Start there. Audit your subscriptions today. That's usually $80 to $150 back in your pocket with zero lifestyle change. This is the one that cost a lot of people their 20s, waiting until they had enough to invest, waiting for the market to be stable, waiting until they understood it perfectly. Meanwhile, time, the actual most powerful thing in investing, was just quietly leaving the building. The 2026 401k contribution limit is $24,500. Don't pay full. But you don't need to hit that to start. You need to start with something. Even $50 a month into a low-cost index fund inside a Roth IRA starts building the habit and the compound interest before you even know what you're doing. The mindset shift is investing is not for people with money. It's how people get money. You don't wait to be ready. You get ready by starting. And if you're thinking, Gary, the market is scary right now. Yeah, fair. About 65% of Americans believe we might see a recession in the next 12 months. NerdWallet. But the people who kept investing through every scary period in history, they're the ones who built wealth. Consistent beats perfect every time. Here's the one thing I want you to walk away with today. Your bank account is just a reflection of your beliefs about money. Change the belief, the behavior follows. Change the behavior, the balance follows. You don't need a 6-figure income to win with money in 2026. You need 5 things. Pay yourself first, kill debt like a fire, build your boring fund, spend with intention, and start investing before you're ready. That's it. That's the whole game. Now here's what I need you to do right now, and I'm being serious. Drop a comment below that just says mindset shift if something in this video hit you differently. I read every single one. If this gave you even one thing you're actually going to do this week, smash that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this. And subscribe if you haven't, because we drop videos every week on real money moves, no fluff, no guru nonsense. And your next video, watch how I'd build 10K from zero in 2026. It's Gary, you know what to do.